Hello, my dear listeners. I'm Sir Fwogwhyol, and today I will be reading lore from the book, The Ashen Trilogy, Book 1. The Way of White sent its undead to Lordran with prayers, weapons, companions, and a sacred purpose. The oldest named pilgrim was Paladin Leeroy. Much later, Reah of Thorolund entered the catacombs with Vince and Nico to seek Kindling. Their journeys let us see the church behind them, an institution of rank and royal power, a faith carried through stories of the gods, and a tradition that answered the undead curse by putting its marked clerics on the road. Tonight, we are following that road from Thorolund into the dark beneath Lordran. The White Seance Ring begins at the top of the Order. At the summit, one office gathers three kinds of authority. The bishop guards law and caste, and belongs to Thorolund's royalty. The Way of White is therefore part of the country's government as well as its worship. Religion, law, and birth meet in the same office. A much humbler piece of clothing shows what happened to that authority beyond Thorolund. The hat depends upon a society that can read it. Once the priest enters Lordran, the emblem remains, but the public station behind it has disappeared. That small detail places every traveling cleric between two worlds. At home, the clothing announces a recognized station. Abroad, the same symbol has lost its audience. Petrus still introduces himself by his country and guards the importance of his mission, but Lordran does not bow to the rank he carried there.
I am Petrus of Thorolund. Have you business with us? We are on a mission, as you likely are too. A very important one at that.
The objects of the church describe miracles in language that is almost intimate. Instruction comes first. The cleric learns a tale of the gods, then speaks a prayer shaped by its revelation. The power is inseparable from that sacred account. That makes Reah's education easier to understand. When she says that miracles are the only art she knows, she is describing a life formed by these tales and the prayers built around them. The tradition is broader than a single church. The description establishes that miraculous traditions exist outside the Way of White. Thorolund's church does not define the full range of miracles practiced elsewhere.
In case you have not heard, I am Reah of Thorolund. I only wish there was some way I could help you, but I am inexperienced and I only know the art of miracles. If that could be of any help, speak to me again.
So, when the Way sends a cleric into Lordran, it sends someone formed by particular stories of the gods. Whether those stories can bear the weight of the journey is another question, and Reah will eventually answer it from experience. Within the Way of White, travel can be part of religious discipline. The garment turns dissatisfaction into a physical trial. A troubled believer is not merely instructed to listen again. The believer is sent away to carry that faith through hardship. The same order also maintains an armed clergy. Its rewards show that service is measured as well as commanded. Black armor belonged to warrior clerics sent on missions, many of them high-level priests. The crescent axe belongs at the other end of the judgment, a blessed weapon bestowed after a warrior's faith has already been proven. One pilgrim travels to test belief. Another leaves home because the church has decided that belief is ready for service. For its marked Undead, Petrus names a more specific duty.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm. Reah is the youngest daughter of the good house of Thorolund. Those young knights are her old schoolmates.
Kindling is the object of the mission. The promise of magnificent powers is Petrus's own account of what the pilgrims expect. His refusal to speak freely shows that Petrus treats the mission's details as sacred and restricted. That duty arrives at Firelink Shrine as a 4-person company.
Very well. I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek Kindling. Through Kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers. I'm afraid that may be difficult, for our missions are sacred.
Reah is the youngest daughter of a good house, yet the mission still rests on her. Petrus and 2 old schoolmates are meant to keep her safe. Noble birth supplies standing and defenders, it does not spare her the road. Long before Reah and her companions, the Way of White had sent another undead into Lordran. The wording makes Leeroy the precedent inherited by every later pilgrim. His story already joins Undeath, the catacombs, and a formal mission from Thorolund. The 2 treasures named by his armor survive with descriptions of their own. Grant requires strength beyond the human and carries a blessing against agents of dark. Sanctus once bore the protection of a white flame, though that protection has almost faded. Together with the golden armor, they present the church at its most formidable: relics, strength, and a mission aimed into the country of the gods. What remains of his journey is stranger. In the catacombs, the Paladin can appear as an ally before the confrontation with Pinwheel. Deeper below, in the Tomb of the Giants, the same named Paladin and distinctive equipment return as a hostile dark spirit. There is no confession from Leeroy and no surviving account of what changed. The order of the appearances is clear, the motive is absent. No later testimony fills that silence. The first undead mission produced a warrior who could help another traveler reach the right, yet the last surviving act attached to his name is an attack in the darkness near Nico. That unresolved turn changes the meaning of the relics. Grant and Sanctus prove what the Way entrusted to him. They cannot tell us what faith remained in the man who carried them. By the time Reah's company gathers at Firelink Shrine, the undead mission has become a group obligation.
We accompany my lady on her righteous mission. It is quite a chore, but I'm stuck with her, and Nico too. I can't very well abandon them now. I'm Vince of Thorolund. Let's say a word, for our safety. A prayer to our marvellous Lord, Reah Nox.
Vince calls it righteous. He also calls traveling with Reah and Nico a chore. The joke does not erase the loyalty beneath it. He says that he cannot very well abandon them now. He gives his own name and then offers a prayer for their safety. In the dialogue used here, Nico has no comparable speech of his own, so his place in the pilgrimage is preserved mainly through Petrus, Vince, and Reah. He is Reah's old schoolmate and assigned defender, and Vince treats him as part of a bond he will not leave. The 3 enter the catacombs. They do not return together.
For it was not within my power to save Vince or Nico. Dear Vince, dear Nico, forgive me.
Reah says that it was not within her power to save Vince or Nico. Below the catacombs, both young knights are hollow, while she continues to address them by name and asks their forgiveness. Those words belong to a grieving survivor. The church gave her the mission, the art of miracles, and 2 companions for protection. None of those protections brought the company home together. Nico's place in the pilgrimage remains clear. He went as a defender and schoolmate, became hollow beside Vince, and remained a name. Reah repeated after there was no one left to answer. Leeroy and Nico are separated by time and rank, yet the same institution sends both toward the dead. The Way of White can give that descent a shape. Thorolund supplies the hierarchy. Tales of the gods supply prayer. Spiritual journeys test doubt. Armor and weapons honor proven service. For the undead, the sacred destination is Kindling. Lordran preserves a harsher record of the people who accepted that purpose. Leeroy passes from ally to invader without explanation. Vince and Nico become hollow. Reah survives and continues to mourn them. These named journeys do not stand in for every pilgrim. They show the limits of the purpose the Church assigned. The way could tell an undead where to go and what the journey meant. It could not decide who would come back from the catacombs, or what would remain of them when they did. The Way of White gave its undead rank, doctrine, weapons, companions, and a destination in Lordran. Leeroy carried the first mission into the catacombs. Reah, Vince, and Nico followed the same tradition generations later. The Church could name the pilgrimage's purpose. It could not determine what Lordran would return. Next time, we will leave Thorolund for Karim and follow Knight Lautrec, whose devotion leads to a very different crime. That is all I have for you tonight. Please like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. There is much more lore and many more stories to come. Thank you for watching and spending part of your night in Lordran.